Hey friends, I'm Christy, and you're listening to Rock the Damn Boat. If you've ever bitten your tongue to keep the peace or said yes when every part of you wanted to say no, this one's for you. We're diving into the messy, real stuff that people pleasers like me have spent years avoiding. It's time to have the hard conversations, shake things up, and learn to stand tall even when it makes waves. So, tonight we are talking about my morning routine, and it is really dark outside already at 6 something because we fell back in most of the United States today. So, daylight savings ended, and we gained an hour of sleep, which was amazing. I took full advantage of that. We've had a couple of sick dogs in our household, so I've been up the last couple of nights. Last night I got to sleep a little bit more soundly and got that extra hour. My Fitbit has not logged 8 hours of sleep in quite some time, so it was very rewarding. Although with this early dark outside, I feel about ready to go to bed at 6:34. So we'll see how long I can make it. Now, one thing about sleeping later is I did not fulfill my typical morning routine. And I wanted to share with you a couple of things that I do as part of my morning practice and also encourage you to hold fast to boundaries around sticking with certain routines in your day that bring you peace. For me, I wake up super early in the morning. It's usually 5:30 a.m., although now with the time change, I'm going to be a little bit shifted. I'll probably end up at 6:30 tomorrow, and it'll take me a little bit of time to work back to my 5:30 a.m. wake up. Soon as I get up, I grab a cup of coffee. I make the coffee if I have forgotten to program the coffee maker for the next morning. So, either way, coffee first things first. I have tried to give that up. Oof, it's not working. I am in no sugar November, by the way. So, trying to kick sugar long before coffee gets back on the list. I make my coffee. I sit down in the room that is behind me. If you're watching this on YouTube or Spotify, then this is my office. I have this serene green color with all of the plants surrounding me. Usually, one or both dogs will join me. I create peace and I take a breath. I let everything sink in around me. I say the serenity prayer, and I added that back to my morning routine about 3 months ago. And if you're a fan of Mel Robbins and the Let Them theory, and you've read that book recently, she even admits openly that it is definitely in enmeshed with, inspired by what the word I'm looking for, but it is a nod to the serenity prayer, which is God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. And what she talks about is when you let them, you can't control other people. You can only manage your reaction to their behavior. So, one of the books that I read every morning is The Language of Letting Go by Melody Beattie. And she is known for being author of Codependent No More, which was definitely a groundbreaking book in the world of codependency and probably even used for things like love addiction. I recently listened to Awake by Jen Hatmaker. She talks a lot about Melody Beattie's work and learning that she was or identifying herself as codependent. I am currently listening to Elizabeth Gilbert's new book, and she is talking about love addiction and codependency. It is so common for people pleasers. Enneagram 2 here. I have definitely lost myself in relationships with other people. And it doesn't always have to be a love interest, it can be family members. I know a lot of people have trouble setting boundaries with family, and sometimes that can become a codependent relationship. When we think about helicopter parents, a helicopter parent and their child, it's probably a codependent relationship at work. So it doesn't have to be loved, romantic love. It can be familial. It can be any type of relationship between two people, even friendships. The language of letting go is written as a daily read every single day of the year, and it is dated. So you can go to that day's reading and read that. But you could definitely start at any point during the year. I find it tremendously helpful, and not that I've used the index in a while, but you can go to the back of the book and look for different topics. So if you were looking for how to deal with difficult people, there is a reading on December 5th that is about difficult people. So you can look to that reading to find a little bit of comfort. There are all kinds of topics in here, letting go of, and you can pick your issue, shame, self criticism, naivete. I did not get to read this morning, but I am not going to read it now. I don't want to end up in any copyright issues, and certainly respect Melody Beattie and her writing. So I highly recommend this book as part of your morning or evening routine. The other book I'm reading is The Pivot Year by Brianna Wiest, and I'm showing it if you are watching. This is 365 days to become the person you truly want to be. This is not dated, but it is each day, so day 90, day 91. You could start this at any time. I was going to start it January 1st of this year at the same time that I started reading The Language of Letting Go again. I decided last fall that I was ready to begin, that I was feeling the call to dive into this book, and that can't be a coincidence because right now, with the journey that I'm going through, leaving my corporate job to completely pivot and be self employed and be a coach and leadership speaker, everything that I'm reading right now is timed perfectly with my path and helping me overcome self doubt, helping me build confidence that I need, reaffirming that this is the path that I need to be on. Those two books have been a great source of comfort for me this year. That's the first thing I do every morning is I get up and I read those. At some point, sometimes I journal, sometimes I do some of the social media for my business. I prefer not to be on my phone, but it is a quiet time where I can do things like that. And then when my husband wakes up, he comes and joins me, and we sit on the couch and enjoy our coffee together. And we put down our phones and spend probably half an hour phone free, tech free. Every once in a while, if we have to fact check something, we'll grab it and we'll ask Siri, the answer to our question, or we'll Google something. But for the most part, we are tech free for our morning coffee together. It's become a beautiful ritual and practice in our day. Some people have an evening routine and they find ways to wind down, maybe with a cup of tea and a reading in the evenings, or daily journaling, morning or evening. What I want to encourage you to do is to protect that time, even if it is 5 minutes of every day. Your peace and your energy and your sanity at times are completely worth you shutting out the rest of the world to focus on something that brings you peace. That is how we are rocking the damn boat tonight. I'm recording this tonight, but today, at whatever point you are listening to this or watching, you deserve that peace. You deserve to say no. Start with 5 minutes. You can work your way up, or maybe that's all you can ever spare in a day. But remember that you are worthy of that people will understand, that we can Let them be upset if we take 5 minutes for ourselves because we are letting go of the need to people please and we are preserving our own peace. All right, there, I said it. I am signing off because this is a Sunday shorty. Follow or subscribe on Apple or Spotify. I will be back with a full length episode every Wednesday.